This is the MTPredictor weekly update for November 27th. Where has the month gone? Where has the year gone? It's gone by quite fast, it seems. Welcome back to all those in the U.S. Off the Thanksgiving holiday, extended kind of long weekend there. We've got a full slate of economic data this week. From new home sales on Monday to consumer confidence on Tuesday. You've got pending home sales on Wednesday, along with the beige book at 2 o'clock Eastern. Sometimes can be a market mover these days. Jobless claims on Thursday, and the employment situation on Friday. So something as far as economic data goes each day to be aware of. And obviously whatever continues to happen overseas and here with our government in the States can always be a market moving event. So as for our Dow, our daily Dow chart here, the Dow Mini here, again, we've been tracking this for a while. We went wave 5 down here back on October 4th. We were expecting a rebound off of that support area into our decision point resistance area off the wave 4 swing. We got that. And I've been saying for several weeks now, until they get to 12,228 in the YM, taking out the high of the close above the decision point area, then we'll be going sideways to lower. They've never been able to take that high out, and you can see now we got a little 1-2. What was looking as an ABC has become now wave 3 down as we hit the typical wave 3 support on Friday, and we expect then to see a potential, we could see a potential rally from this point. We could look for wave 4 using the software here. Let's just go up wave 4. Okay. And that would put us, well, the resistance area starts around 11,540 area. Alright, if this gives way, if we get a close below the typical wave 3 support, we get a close below that and that low gets taken out, then you'd be looking at the extended wave 3 down. So we'll see if we had a little blue buyers bar the last trading day there. We'll see if buyers are stepping in there and get a bit of a rally into that 11,540 area. If not, we get a close below there, we should see more, continue to see more downside. So we were given kind of the heads up. Well, let's take a look at the weekly Dow cash here. So here's the weekly Dow, and this is the Dow cash on the weekly chart. Like I said, as opposed to the Dow Mini. Some people like to look at the Dow cash as well. You can see the wave 3 down. We came into wave 4, had the close here above wave 4 the week of October 28th. That high has never been taken out. Therefore, things have rolled over. We've got a close now below the wave 4 resistance area. If that low gets taken out, then we've got a good shot at seeing wave 5 down on the weekly Dow, which would put the weekly Dow somewhere around 10,660. So that's how that is shaping up, and we'll see if they can rebound in here and at least keep it inside the wave 4 resistance area. We'll see. If not, like I said, we'll probably see more downside ahead there. And the thing that we're watching that was kind of leading things down, been looking at the banks, and Goldman Sachs in particular had this major wave 4 resistance heading into wave 5, which should be down here. We talked about this area along with our decision point support starting right around 80.40 in Goldman. You can see it went maximum wave C down here. You can see little A, B, and C here. If this area gets taken out, then there's a good chance we're going to see that wave 5, major wave 5 down target. Again, that broke. We've been talking about that $100 area in Goldman. Once that broke down, it was pointing us lower in the overall markets. And if we look at if you want to look at the overall banking index, the BKX, basically the same thing. It's come into this wave 2 or B closed right at the bottom of that area. You can see where the next major decision point support is. If this support area gets taken out, then again that will be a bad sign for the overall markets that we may be going lower. And I think we had that minor pattern, that 5-wave down minor pattern. Then it was typical that we get a correction back to the wave 4 area, and that resistance area then led us back to the downside. So if they can't hold this wave 2 or B support here, then we'll probably see this decision point support area right around 3140 in the BKX. For those that like to watch the ES or the S&P, again, same basic patterns here. You can see back the week of May 6th here, we went into our minimum wave 5 resistance, telling us that market may have topped. We got our decision point sell signal there. We then unfolded a 3-wave pattern down, which then rallied into wave 4. And again, here was our close on October 28th. The week of October 28th, that high again, which was 1289.25. If they could hit that tick above that number, then it would be pointing us upward, but they haven't been able to do that. And again, we talked about, best case consolidation, worst case they're going to roll over. Here's the wave 5, the minimum wave 5 target to the downside here. That is sitting right about 1094, 1095 area in the ES. And we'll continue to see how that plays out now. Let's then take a look at some of the metals. Let's take a look first at gold here. You can see the pattern. Gold off the major swing low here. That was just above the 200 period moving average. Formed a 3-wave pattern up here. We've got a pullback into wave 4, still sitting in wave 4 just below the 50-day. Again, a close below the 50-day there. These tend to be over time, going back a number of years in gold, good buying opportunities below the 50-day, above the 200-day. As we were back here, the wave 2 here, potentially this wave 4 support. Here's your wave 5 targets back to the upside. Let's take a look at silver, and it's something I missed on the daily chart of silver is we did get a sell signal there. You can put the analysis on, and you can see the setup there. A target around 25.10 or at 25.10 in silver on this short trade, which goes against the weekly chart. Actually has the long signal that I was more focused on in that weekly time frame. Let me just take a look at that for you. That's still in play. Here it was here. We were a little concerned about this because of the fact that at the time, how many weeks had to go by before you got an entry on that. But it is a bigger time frame. We'll see how this plays out. And then we talked about last week that the US dollar was in wave 4 heading into wave 5. Well, we hit the minimum wave 5 target last week and talked about how if this US dollar is moving higher, then we probably would see pullbacks in gold and silver. We've seen that, and now that this has come into resistance, we could have a little more room to the upside. You see here's the decision point resistance off the wave 3 swing here, and so we've got overlapping resistance in the typical wave 5 resistance area and the DP area here, which would put the dollar around 80.50 area. If we get rejected off of this area and we begin to pull back, here's the wave 4 decision point support area. This would be the target. If we get selling coming in here, eventually we could see the decision point support area. So Getting close to this, probably nearing completion, we'll see. There is one other significant swing here into the low that we may want to look at for resistance area that would put us up in this area. So because this was the last major swing into the major low, then this area is a possibility to the upside as well. So we'll keep an eye on this and see what kind of strength we get in the US dollar. So our first resistance area has been hit. The second, the overlapping resistance in here where the DP is, and then the major DP off the last swing into the swing low, maybe a more or is a probable target, or has a higher probability, I guess you could say, than normal at that's around 82.50, 82.55 there in the US dollar. Finally, oil. Oil has now completed a 4-wave pattern into the wave 4 support, and we got a blue buyer's bar there the last trading day in oil, and we'll see if this support area holds. If so, let's project up wave 5 here, give us some targets to the upside in oil. This is again daily chart here. Again, so the software does the work for us. Here's your minimum wave 5 target here in oil, and the typical wave 5 just above that. The other thing we can do is take a decision point off the last swing high there. So we've got overlapping resistance in this area. Oil about 104, just under 104.50. So we'll see if we get one more leg up in oil before we get a correction back to the wave 4 area. If this support area holds, if we get a close below this wave 4 area and that low gets taken out, then it's pointing us to more downside. You know, you'll have your next support here. If this gives way, then we'll probably erase this whole wave, 5 waves up, or at least 4 waves here. Alright, so we'll got a whole full week ahead of us, so we'll should get a good idea of what's going on once the traders come back, volume comes back into the market. We'll see what we get into the end of the year here. A lot of people expecting kind of rally into the end of the year. We'll see what we get. Again, we'll just follow the patterns and control the risk. That's all we can do. Look forward to doing this again next week. Have a great trading week, everyone, and see you back.